Us doesn't just have 5 on it, it has 70 on it. We're going to break down why that film made it to the top of the box office next.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
Hey everybody, welcome to Box Office Breakdown. This is the show that looks back at the box office that was, and then we...
Prague.
Nos.
Kate. Woo.
Yay.
About the box office that lie ahead. I'm Frank Moran.
What's up? Kari Lane here.
I'm Amy Cassandra Martinez.
And making us look good and sound even better is Jonathan in the booth. How are you, sir? Yes.
Whoa.
Look at this. His own ringing
Party.
air horn. Yes. Yes. As always, folks, like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and give it a thumbs up, or 2, or 3, or 4, however many you'd like to do. And, Kari, if they're watching us at Free Stream Live, what can they do?
Yes, y'all can comment down below.
Oh, so we're going to be getting into everything, especially our top 5. We'll be talking about Us just a moment, because that came in at number 1. And, folks, we're just going to go full spoilers on this.
Oh, yes,
I didn't see it.
Oh, then we're not going full spoilers.
I went to the
Fine.
theater. I was at a convention yesterday. I went to anime convention. I go to the theater. I'm like, yes, we made it back early. 7 o'clock show, no good seats at all. And I want to sit. I don't want to sit front row and no. 7:30, no good seats. Either wait an extra hour and go at 8:10. It's like, I guess we're just gonna skip it.
Everyone's watching.
Well,
I
all
know.
right. So
I wanted to. I did. I tried.
this week's top 5, of course, Us came in at number 1 at 70.2. We will not do a spoiler-heavy talk about this. We'll save that until Kari's seen the film.
Thank you.
or not. No, we'll just get
I know,
into
We'll
it.
just go like this. No, I'm just kidding.
Jonathan, pump music into only Kari's headset, and then Amy and I will just talk about this. All right, so I know Amy and myself have seen it.
Yeah, we can do spoiler free.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Amy, what did you think of Us?
I thought Us was very good. That sounds weird. If you don't know that the title's Us, this just sounds grammatically incorrect. I was pleasantly surprised, which is weird because I think we should all just trust Jordan Peele. You're going to go in there thinking, oh, yeah, I know what's going to happen. But no, there's so many different layers that you're like, whoa, you are going to leave the theater, I want to say, thinking about it for several hours after.
Nice.
So there are no boring jump scares.
No, that is true, which is nice.
Right. I think that everyone should go see it, whether you are a fan of horror movies or not. Still spoiler free. Everyone does such a great job that I think everyone should be recognized.
That's a spoiler.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Wow. There you go.
I want to make sure that I don't step into any spoiler territory, before. If you say stuff, like, I'll kind of bounce off of what you say just to make sure. Because,
All right. There you go. Well, I don't know how I felt about the film.
Oh.
I could admire the skill and the technical expertise and the acting and the cinematography. It's all really well done.
Yeah.
There are just some world building elements that they kept on just kind of nagging at me as I left the theater. So it stopped me from being to fully appreciate the film because I still had questions that I felt the film did not answer satisfactorily enough for me.
Live chat agreeing with you on that. Thunder God Kiro770 says, Us left way too many plot points open for interpretation for my taste.
Yeah, so, and I know that many people have seen it and enjoy it, and I think it just comes down to some people are fine not having, they're willing to suspend their disbelief more to not even worry about those things. And then I think there are other people like myself that I feel like there's some answers that you feel like you need to fully appreciate the whole film.
Well, and the thing is, too, okay, so if there will be a sequel, which, funny enough, Chio Hodari Coker, the man that created Luke Cage, he said that it would be called Them, and he's calling dibs on that. If there is a sequel. I personally feel that Jordan Peele's films have really made me into, and I think you'll be excited to hear this, Kari, into a really big horror movie fan.
Yay!
I'm like, this is great. I don't need everything neatly tied up in a bow. This is fantastic. Because then you leave and you're like, what? And then you're dissecting everything. It is extremely psychological, which is another reason why I think it adds another layer. And you're left messed up. And I know people had nightmares. I didn't.
I was reading an article about this where it said that this is a movie that deserves 2 viewings to enjoy it.
Well, I don't think so.
And my thought about that is, I can understand if you like a film and then you watch it a second time or multiple times after that to gain even a greater appreciation. You pick up more of the subtle nuances or themes that they're building on. But I still feel like just on a single viewing, the film should be satisfying enough.
Yeah. You shouldn't have to watch it a second time to understand it.
Correct. Yeah. I don't know
maybe more to go back to see if you didn't notice the clues. Like, they were there, but maybe you didn't notice. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, if you are required to see it more than one time, how good is your presentation of your film?
Yeah. I don't think you're required to see it a second time, but the second time you see it is going to be even more exciting, I would say, if that's even possible. I was going to see it yesterday, but stuff came up, so for the second time. And I know some people in the chat are asking if this really is a horror film, and yes, it is. Jordan Peele has made that super clear, and I believe it's super horror. Not a thriller, not anything else. It's a horror film. Definitely not a comedy. Award season, talking to you, or a musical. Although there's the soundtrack. But I love the soundtrack.
But it's interesting when people think of horror. The thing that will most pop to their mind is like, oh, it's going to be bloody and gross, and there's going to be just mutilation everywhere. And that is one variety.
So many subgenres. Yeah. That, like, if you want the gore, there's a category called torture porn, where it's pretty much people being tortured and all the blood, guts, and all that. But then there's all the way to just, like, it's just creepy. Like, you're creeped out the whole time and uncomfortable. Like, something's going to come get me. And that counts, too. There's just so many different kinds, which is what's great about it.
Yeah.
Frank, what would you give it out of 5?
For right now, I would give it a 3.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
Well, that's like, okay, we should also double clarify. 3 is like a B.
Yeah, I mean, I still feel like it is
like
worth
5 is
out.
like, oh my gosh, go buy it, and 4 is like, oh my gosh, that's really good. See it the second time, and then maybe 3 is like, oh, that was good. Like 3 is solid.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth checking out. It's just I think everybody's mileage will vary on points that I have in the film, whether that is an issue for them or not.
Yeah, I give it a 5 out of 5. I loved it so much. I will go see it again. And especially for someone, I mean, you guys saw before when I was terrified of watching scary movies, where I still did it because I was like, oh, I don't know, like, what's going on. But then after binge watching all those horror movies in October, I'm just like, this is great.
Now that you've seen both, would you say Get Out is scarier or Us? Or are they different?
They're different. They're different, but I love Us more.
Okay.
I just saw Get Out for the second time.
Yeah, you rewatched it recently.
Yeah, and it's, the fact that you can watch a movie again and have it be even more... like you can go more in depth. I think that's exciting. Not just like, oh, cool. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. No, it's like you find all these little gems that you're like, what? I thought that was just a coincidence, or I didn't even notice that the first time. I think that's what makes a movie even more intense, more, I don't know, long lasting. Because if you get tired of a movie and you're like, okay, cool, I saw it once, don't need to see it again. That hurts its longevity.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know, because I feel like Get Out, I found that a more enjoyable film overall, because I just felt like the world and the rules of that world had been established for me enough that I was like, yeah, I'm down for all of this.
Yeah.
But I felt like I just didn't quite get that in Us.
Yeah. The ending sure is like,
I'm just curious to see it because I did like Get Out. But people raved about it of being so original and different. And did you see Skeleton Key? It's the exact same movie. A big plot point if you've never seen it. Spoilers, but not really. Have you seen Skeleton Key?
Is that with Kate Hudson? Okay, no.
It has a very similar, like one of the main plot points to Get Out is in Skeleton Key, which came out prior. So it's one of those things that I just don't like when people go, oh my gosh, this movie is so brand new and original, and like they just ignore about those other ones, and you go, hey, wait a minute. Like that happened with Inception. That was the other one that everyone goes, oh my gosh, it's brand new and never been done before. No, let me tell you, I can list a few others, exact visual references it took from. So it's like, so I'm curious. I want to see it. It just really was one of those literally get the theater, driving there, and no, okay, fine. Because you don't want to sit in a lame seat where you're just going to be annoyed the whole time.
Yeah, you should see it in a good spot. Yeah. I also do have to say that the wonderful thing about watching movies in general is that we're all going to have different opinions. And for me... we all have different tolerances for what scares us.
True.
So it might not scare you. It might scare the crap out of other people. You might be covering your eyes the entire time. I covered my eyes a few times, but I was still like, oh, this is so good. I'm so scared. I want to leave, but I have to stay. Wow, this is amazing. So just keep that in mind.
Well, that's like horror. Like somebody could be, oh my gosh, it's rats and super scared.
You have a phobia,
but other people, like whatever, pets or,
I have a rat back home.
You know.
You do?
I don't.
Or Indiana Jones. Why did it have to be snakes? Like you could hate snakes or spiders, whatever. And that could be your thing that scares you in a movie. Or, in horror, what part they hurt, like someone getting a fingernail ripped off could be really freaking out for one person, but somebody else it could be something going by an eyeball. It's what you're
being very graphic right now too. It's scaring me.
Had these discussions in horror movies of like, well, that part was gross.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it was. I know I was talking to another person at work earlier today, and they really loved the film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But was also taking some of the world that's established there and trying to like, oh, well, I think it was also like this, and this were part of it. I'm like, holy cow, dude. If you've got to start making these kind of wild speculations to kind of fill out that world, I'm like, I don't know about that.
No, but it's also like, wow, you could really go deep into it and get what you get out of it. It's kind of one of those things where artists say, I make my music, I make my film, it's out there. However you want to interpret it is up to you. That's what I had, what I made. There's a lot to delve into, but once it's out there, it's out there.
I agree with music. Movies, it's a little more vague, I would say. Sometimes I feel that's a director or writer being lazy of, well, it's open to interpretation. Like they almost don't want to stand by it. No, this was mine. Or they could go, oh, that's cool you took it that way. But maybe they didn't have it that way, Yeah,
we'll see after
you
after you see it.
But you also did that with your reaction videos. You put a lot of layers into them.
To my reaction
videos.
Yeah, reaction.
You totally do.
Oh, guys, you should watch them more than once.
Absolutely.
You never know what you might miss, for sure. You never
expressions?
know.
Yes.
That's right.
I know there's a fun little stat. So it made $70 million. Woo! Right, which is officially, Us movie officially now has the largest weekend for an original horror movie. Isn't that exciting? That surpasses A Quiet Place.
Nice.
So I'm like, that's great because I want doors to be open for Jordan Peele and everyone else that wants to create horror and really tap into that. Not that they've been, not that the horror genre has been asleep this whole time. I know some people were saying that. They're like, horror's back. I'm like, where did it go? No, you just haven't been paying attention to it. Hasn't been as mainstream, maybe, before Quiet Place, before Hereditary, where people are like, you have to go see this. It's terrifying, And that social media could just be a big deal with
That's
it.
true. Coming in number 2 is a film that a lot of people thought would still maintain the number 1 slot, and that's Captain Marvel, dropped on to $35 million.
Still pretty good.
Yeah, not so bad. I mean, it is coming close to getting to the 1 billion mark, if not this weekend, then next weekend.
Yeah, it's at, it just passed $900 million worldwide, and it now ranks as the 10th biggest comic book movie release of all time. I had to take that.
I like all of those dramatic pauses. Because it's important.
Extremely.
Yes.
Number 3 was Wonder Park from Paramount, $9 million. Yes.
Like, that's great, guys.
Yeah.
No one said anything about Wonder Park.
Young that I'm like, no.
Well, go see it and then you can let us know, Amy.
Okay.
It's okay. Maybe.
That movie does not have a director. So stuff happened at the beginning while they were making it, and then like for a huge chunk of production, they had no director, and that's the first movie to ever be released without a director.
You've now
Wonder Park?
intrigued.
Wonder Park.
You've intrigued Carrie. She really
Exactly.
wants to
Look at that face.
Yep, that's her intrigued face. Like, yep.
I'm gonna go see it now.
She may actually leave the show right now to get over to the theater.
Yeah, no. Wonder Park was playing. I was looking at what times, and you go, okay. I was watching. Well, I'll talk about it after once we get done with our top 5.
So you go to the theater, you find out you can't get great seats for Us. You considered Wonder Park as a backup option?
No, it's just what's playing at that time.
Yeah. What else
How to
did you
Train Your
consider as an
Dragon
option?
was an option, maybe.
Come on, that one's great.
I know, but it was one of those. I had gotten up at 7 a.m. and drove all the way down to Tulsa.
It's worth it.
It's a long drive.
It's worth it.
I know. It's one of those days. And then Captive State, it was a maybe. And then it's like, never mind.
You made the right choice. I'm skipping that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
It's guys. Let's do that. Coming to number 4, 5 Feet Apart, my favorite film.
Yeah.
That was a scary one.
That's right. It's no Medea family funeral. And then number 5, rounding it out, is the film that Carrie refuses to see. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World.
It's so
And that
good.
got $6.5 million.
No.
Still hanging on.
There you go. Yes. So, of course, Us was the subject of our box office bet.
Yes, it was.
It was. And, I mean, guys, I don't want to brag or anything, but I crushed it yet again.
I think I was conservatively high.
You
were the highest on that one,
I'm
right?
like 4 for 4 in losing.
I'm worried.
Yes.
There's
What was
a
the number?
curse.
I know.
feel.
That's right. I came in
What
with
was
a sweet $40 million.
Okay.
So I ate it big time, but I went and saw it. I dragged myself to the theater and
Oh
saw
my goodness.
it.
Yes.
Coming in at number 2 was Amy with $50 million. I'm so choked up there. Steph, who was engineering last week, bet 52, and Carrie, our big winner, $56 million.
Hey, good.
So look at that.
Nice. I do. One second. I want to say it. Probably see it maybe next week.
Well, you don't have to now.
I know, but I want to. I want to join the discussion.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
There we go. So international numbers, as Carrie's mentioned, Amy was mentioning, Captain Marvel is still crushing it there at the box office. So it made $52.1 million in its third week overseas, and has grossed $588.8 million at the international box office for $910.3 million worldwide. So yes, it got out of the way though for Us, which basically opened up in all locations, but not so in China. So, but it remained. Captain Marvel remained number 1 in all its offshore markets, except China, where it dropped down to number 2. It slid another 70%.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, they have some popular films, some local films there
Okay.
that are taking the top box office there. But with it is still number 4 best Marvel Cinematic Universe entry ever in the Chinese market, though.
Woo.
So there you go. And Us got $16.7 million in 47 markets overseas. It's got a staggered release, so we'll be seeing these numbers go up and up as the weeks and months continue. And let's see here. We got Bohemian Rhapsody took the stage in China this weekend, grossing $6.4 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still
So
going.
weird when movies like come out much later somewhere else. But I feel it's the same way for us. Like it came out somewhere else, and
Yeah.
we go, oh, we finally get it months later.
And they say this is the biggest opening for an art house release title ever in China.
Whoa.
Yeah, there you go. So it brings the offshore.
Oh wait, did we talk though about how they're editing it?
We mentioned it a little bit last week,
I wonder
yeah.
I wonder how much got trimmed out.
I don't know.
You know, or
Anyone
rearranged.
watching us from over there, please let us know. You never know.
What do you think the story of Queen is based on that film?
Yeah. You would have to have seen both versions in order to know what was taken out.
Oh my
True,
goodness.
but I would just like to tell you, just summarize what you saw in that film, and we're like, whoa, really? That's what you think?
Oh, okay. Sure.
So far, its overseas total is $673.2 million, and its worldwide is at $889.1. So it looks like it's going to get $900 million before all is said and done. And Greenbook has been granted an extension to April 30th in the Chinese market there, where it has now grossed $68.3 million. It has now crossed $200 million internationally.
Guys, we have a special guest in the chat. Anthony Becerra is in the chat. Tony!
What?
He's not in the booth. He's in the chat.
Look at that, Tony B.
Weird.
Tony.
Hello.
Yes!
There you go.
Everyone's cheering.
I mean, he didn't even come here in person and say goodbye. He broke our hearts.
I know. We're still grieving.
We are.
And Tony, I hope you're happy to hear that this one's coming on to horror. She's liking horror movies now. Yay!
Yay.
You're joining the horror movie news show, right?
Yeah.
Wow, what a nice thing.
That would be great
Shut
to
up,
guess
Ray.
Right.
sometime.
Well, that one's on hiatus now for two.
So there you go.
Look at
Yeah.
what you've done, Anthony.
Right? Yes. Well, wait, before we get to the other one, so I did see short films in a way. I watched Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix.
My three
which
favorite
is
things.
A whole bunch of short films. Have you guys heard about this on Netflix?
No.
Okay, so it's a lot of short films. I'm through most of them, and it's kind of Black Mirror-esque. They all kind of deal with technology-ish.
Okay.
They're all completely unrelated, so you could watch out of order. I just push play and you go to the next one. And they all vary in length from like 5 minutes to 15. There's a lot of nudity, just let y'all know, lady and man parts. And it's kind of like,
There you go, Frank.
Okay.
Amy was already like, let me put
And it's all animated. They're all different styles of animation,
Wow.
which is really cool because some look like they just filmed it and put a layer on top of it. Because let's just say there's some movement that you go, did someone animate this? And then there's, I only say it because it's in quite a few different ones. And then there's other ones where it looks like, much more of a cartoon, what you would see on Saturday morning or whatnot. They're really cool. Two of them, speaking of horror, about two of them so far have been horror, and maybe a third-ish. But they're all really just interesting and unique in their own ways. I'd recommend it. It's on Netflix, and it's a cool way to curate short films that otherwise you'd probably only see those at film festivals. Like, where are you going to find short films? And they're all interesting in their own ways, for sure.
Oh, that's cool.
What was it called again?
It's Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. And each one is really cool. Of like, the image is, the first picture is like a heart, a skull, and then a robot head. So each episode, per their title, does like a
slot machine.
Slot machine, thank you. And it rolls into an image related to what it is for that episode.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's really kind of fun. Like at the beginning, you go, "Ooh, how is this connected?" Or what is you kind of short films. You kind of guess like, where is this going based on that title. Mm-hmm. Like one of them was fishing, and I forget something fishing, and it was not exactly what I thought, but I liked where it went.
Oh, very
It's kind of weird. But yes, leave comments below if you've seen them and like them. They're really fun.
Nice. We had Amy at nudity, so she was all like,
No. You had me at love,
and equal
death,
opportunity
and
on that,
Yeah.
I'm happy on that of, if we're going to show one, you got to show the other two.
Well, the fact, like you said, with short films, I think people forget those exist.
Yes.
And the fact that you can watch them all on a
And they're also
large
unique,
platform.
which is great.
Yeah.
So and the thing is, if you don't like it, don't worry, it's short. It'll be almost over. And if you like it, there's a whole lot more of them too.
Amy, did you see any other films?
Yes, I did. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, we got to go to the app.
We got to go to the app, but I'm really only going to talk about one.
Lay it on us.
Aquaman, I finally saw it.
Yes.
Yay!
And tweeted during it. How rude.
She goes,
I tweeted before it. I was like, in a turn of events, I'm going to be watching Aquaman, or I'm watching whatever.
Yes, I'm watching Aquaman, which means like you're just sitting
No,
there.
like I'm watching it. Like I'm going to watch it. Okay. I was surprised actually. Okay. I thought that it was gonna be pretty bad. I really did. I don't know why. Some people were like, it was the best thing ever, and others were like, it sucked. So it's kind of in the middle. Yeah.
But you seem to be leaning more towards, I'm probably not going to like it going into it.
Kind of hesitant. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, happens.
Is that just because of DC's past history? Or
we want to go
something
there?
about the character
we
specifically?
Want to go there? We want to go there?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I think I was worried because Justice League really burned me, and I was like, ooh. So, in a way, you could say that was a better experience, because then you go in and you're like, well, okay, what happens? I don't know. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, I mean, I think there were some issues with some CGI where I was like, Jesus, that looks like we're playing a video game. Like, I don't know, it looked really weird. But then as the movie kept going on, it got better. And I was
she made a face with those listening.
No, it got better, and I'm glad that it did, because I don't want a movie to suck. Like, that would just be so annoying for everyone. I thought he did a good job. Jason Momoa, I thought he did a good job. Amber Heard. Nicole Kidman was really cool.
She was very cool.
Yeah. I think some characters, Ludi Lin, I know that was like a big deal to have an Asian actor in that kind of a role, but you hardly see his face, so something to think about. It was fun. I thought that it looked cool to see everything, like lit up. And
the world.
Like, yeah, I thought the pacing was, for the most part, pretty cool. Not great. I think they rushed the beginning. You're like, oh, look, here we are now. But hey, I saw it finally, and I'm very glad that I did. I'm curious to see what the next DC movies are like. Wonder Woman.
Like your shirt.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Shazam on there.
Shazam. Yeah. Gonna see that soon. So, yeah. I'm just glad I finally saw it. Yeah.
Yes.
Finally.
Well, I did see Shazam yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
I saw your tweet.
Nah.
What does your
There you
tweet
go.
say?
My tweet says there are some fun moments in the film.
Okay.
But I thought some of the character development lacked, and I thought there was some repetition and shabbiness there in the third act.
Shabbiness.
Like it was like it could have been pared down a little bit. It could have tightened it up.
Tighten it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I feel like that's sometimes the problem with some movies where you're like, just take out the fat.
Yeah.
Let's just get to it.
I enjoy Captain Marvel. He's a cool character. But I also, with Shazam, but I've always known him as Captain Marvel. That's why I first read him in the comics as Captain Marvel. Yeah. So I always think of him more as that, as Shazam, because it still seems weird to me that the word that changes him back and forth is the name of that character, yet he can never say his own name, which seems so weird to me. Because he's always referred to as Captain Marvel, and it's only because of real-world legal issues with the trademark that we find ourselves in that situation where now he's just going by Shazam.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think I really knew that.
It was basically when they stopped publishing it there after the copyright expired, Marvel was able to snag it. And from when Fawcett was acquired by DC, they wanted to do it, but Marvel already had the copyright of Captain Marvel. And they started doing it with the Kree Warrior, which led into the Brie Larson character that we know. So they had to always just publish the Captain Marvel comic as Shazam.
Yeah.
And then he's always referred to as Captain Marvel within the comic.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, that's...
The more you know.
There you go. But that's always kind of bothered me with this. That's, what they've had to do here.
Frank, we got a hard-pressing question from the chat. It's a good point. BlackRock316 says, Frank is not really big on superhero movies, is he? Question mark.
Well,
You just have your own taste.
Anthony Becerra says he's not big on any movies.
Thank you, Anthony. You know me so
Still
well.
that support.
That's true.
There
I
you
love
go.
it. I love it. No, I mean, I love Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
You only like Spider-Man.
That's true.
Is that what?
There you go.
And you only like Marvel.
No.
I mean, like you wear DC too.
There you go. No, I mean, Superman's, if you look at that, I got my Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes right there on my phone. Right there. Huge Superman fan as well.
Wow, so you hate Marvel because you're only wearing DC. I got you covered, don't worry.
Thanks,
there you go.
There you go. Speaking for the fans. But I feel like with Captain Marvel, it is, certainly, or Shazam, I'll say it more properly, is that the quick log line would be like, oh, it's big as a superhero movie, which I don't think does the character of Shazam justice. Because he is also made up of all these attributes of the various gods. Whether it's, the strength of Hercules, the speed of Mercury, the wisdom of Solomon. And I feel like that is one aspect of the character that I feel like because it is a tricky character to write and to pull off really well. Because it is a young boy who, saying a magic word, gets turned into an adult. And so it is one thing to have an adult body, but you also have the childlike innocence, but mixed with certain adult characteristics. And it's a fine balance to be able to get that character just right. And I don't think, at least to me, that this character quite hit it. I thought it played more into just the easy, it is a boy in a grown man's superheroic body. And I feel like
I was going to say, how much is it like big in that way of, it's a kid being in an adult body?
17 again.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
It does.
Well, that's going the other way.
That's true. Thank you.
Yeah, so... I guess it's a little bit different because he has the ability to change that at any time, as opposed to Big, where you're
stuck.
You're stuck until you've learned some sort of lesson in life or something, and then it lets you go back. I'll wait till more people see the film. We can talk about it more next week there about some of my issues. I think it's worth checking out in the theater, and there are some moments that I thought was nice. There are some kind of fun little character moments in there, beats, but I just was a little frustrated in some of the aspects of it. So
fair.
Yeah. But go check it out on the big screen, guys. And stay. There's two credits scenes, one midway, one at the end.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like the midway one is the better one of the two. The last one is, if I had to compare the last end credit scene to Captain Marvel, I feel like this one's probably better than Captain Marvel, but it is still of the same kind of throwawayness of it.
The end credit scene.
Correct, the end credit
No,
scene.
People are going to misquote you and go, oh my gosh, he said it's bad. Okay.
There you go.
I got you.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Amy. There you go. It was like the fans were right here with us the whole time.
Hear you.
Look at that. So, folks, so that was my hot take on Captain Marvel. We'll do more Shazam. Sorry, guys.
Shazam.
It is a little confusing in terms of if there's a movie out with that character name, and the other one technically is that name as well.
Well, and if you grew up with one way. Yeah. Shazam.
Shazam. Say my name. Let my power flow.
Say my name.
That's right.
Okay.
So we've got two films vying for your box office bet, our box office bet this week, but vying for your vote there in the chat. That is The Beach Bum. It's a comedy with Matthew McConaughey and a few other people. Get ready.
Wow. I don't think I've heard anything about it.
No?
Admittedly, I've not heard anything about it either.
It's a weird trailer.
And we also have Dumbo. You may not have probably heard of that one either.
Dumbo.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay.
A couple times.
Coming out from Disney. So those are the two films that we're going to be possibly betting on. You were going to be in the chat responsible for picking which one of those films that we do bet on. So start chiming away there. I know Anthony. Oh, finally, he gets to vote. No more just looking at the chat. He can actually participate and shape the way that this show goes.
Yeah, so that you don't lose again?
Are you...
Out there. At this point, I'm a beaten man.
No, you know what? Don't ever give up. Go for your goals, for your dreams. You got this. You don't have to lose again.
It's what I'm good at, though. It's what I'm good at, Amy.
You're good. Yeah. I mean, you're good at it. You're not a sore loser, which is appreciated.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, folks, before we get into our box office bets as well as our predictions for next week's top 5, we like to do a little box office rewind.
Bzz.
There you go. About one of the stars in one of the upcoming films. And for that, I thought, why don't we go take a little peek at Eva Green's box office history. This is our top 5 opening box office top grossing films.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's Eva Green? I'm like blanking on her name. I'm like...
She was also in, what was the series on Showtime with Frankenstein and...
yes. Oh, I like her.
Yes. Yeah. So she was the...
she did the... I'm like, wait. It's going to come to me.
All right. I'm sure maybe you'll remember from one of the films that we'll be talking about here.
Yes. I was looking. I'm like, I've seen all of these.
Coming number 5 was The Golden Compass, back from New Line, 2007, $25.7 million.
I really liked that movie, and I liked the book. That was one where I liked both of them.
I felt like they were really setting this up to be a franchise.
It sucked that they didn't get more.
But I heard that the book is much darker than the movie.
Well, generally you would do that.
Things that Daniel Craig's character does in the book tends to be more darker than, and they kind of pulled back on that. And I think I would have enjoyed...
To go darker?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just the initial premise was such a neat idea. Like, imagine that your soul's on the outside of your body.
Mm-hmm.
What? Have you seen Golden Compass?
No.
Yeah, the idea is your soul...
Holy moly, that's weird.
An animal that's the opposite sex and on the outside of your body.
Like, what do you mean outside? Like, you have it
like
with
literally
you?
It's an animal that's
like
walking
just
around hanging
out
with you. Yeah.
Oh, like a familiar,
it's
but
kind
like
of
not.
Yeah, and it's like your spirit animal. Like somebody has a jaguar, somebody has a rabbit, somebody could have a mouse, somebody could have a dog.
That's cool.
It's super cool. Like just such a simplistic yet bizarre idea.
Yeah.
And they did a really good job. That polar bear scene.
Yeah. No, it's true.
That was a fight.
Coming number 4 was Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
I did like that one.
I did not see that one. But that came out in 2016, made $28.8 million. Number 3 was Dark
Shadows. I didn't read
Shadows.
that book, though.
2012, made $29.6 million.
I'm still thinking of the show. I'm like, wait. Penny Dreadful.
Yes, there you go.
There we go.
Oh.
I like her in that show, too.
Dark Shadows was one of those...
I didn't see that one.
I always enjoyed the... I never saw any reruns or any clips of the original soap opera. But I know NBC did like a revival. Gosh, I remember watching that as a kid and loving it with can't remember his name, but playing the role that Johnny Depp plays in the film. But this one I just thought it's like they took so much and they tried to consolidate it into 1 2-hour movie, and it just felt like it didn't quite stick.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because there was some parts of the film that were kind of cool.
Yeah.
But then other parts were like, it's like the things that I worry about with Tim Burton, where the film can look really cool, but the story just never lives up to the look and promise of the world that he's created.
Yeah, it was Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Johnny Depp, Michelle Pfeiffer, Helena Bonham Carter as well.
Yeah.
Was in it.
You've never seen it?
No, I don't think I've ever seen Eva Green in anything until now.
All right.
Dumbo, which I will maybe see.
Maybe. Well, Star Commitment.
Well, horror, a show, the Penny Dreadful show is a really good series. And Ashton Kutcherson is in it, too.
Not Ashton Kutcher.
No. Well, wait. I need to look it up.
I was like, really? He's in it?
I'm
Am I being punked?
I need to look at the name.
Number 2 is Casino Royale from 2006, made $40.8 million. That's a really enjoyable film.
I like that one.
Yeah, that was a really nice shot in the arm to revitalize the James Bond franchise. And I think it seems like pretty much if everybody kind of, in terms of the Daniel Craig films, it seems like everyone leans towards this one to be the best of his.
Casino Royale.
Yeah. And coming in number 1, 300.
I was
Josh
so
Hartnett?
wrong on that name. Josh Hartnett.
There you
It's
go.
one of those, you have an idea of a name and a person, and you put them together. It's totally not that, though. Totally wrong on that name. Sorry, Josh Hartnett. But speaking of James Bond, though, Timothy Dalton is in Penny Dreadful as well.
That's true. 300, Rise of the Empire.
Yes.
2014, $45 million. I never saw the sequel.
Oh, I was like, wait, never mind. I was thinking just 300.
Yeah, so I can't even
I
equate
didn't
how
see
good
the
it is.
sequel. That's actually one where I would almost say the movie 300 is better than the graphic novel, because the graphic novel is like a really tiny little book. And so
true.
the movie expands upon it and makes his wife this really cool character that storyline doesn't happen
Mm-hmm.
at all. So I was like, one of the few times.
So that was our little retrospective, our box office rewind, if you will.
Again, I only do it once a show. That's
sorry.
in my contract.
There you go. Yep.
Once,
Whoops.
that's it. All right, I bent the rules for you.
So keep voting away, folks, in the chat for which film you'd like us to do for our this week's box office bet. Whether it's going to be Beach Bum, or is that what it is? Yeah, the Beach Bum or Dumbo. But in the meantime, is that what it is? All right. In the meantime, we're gonna do what we tell you what we think next week's top 5 of the box office will be. So we've got Dumbo opening at 4,000 screens, and the Beach Bum is just opening wide, so I don't have a screen count on that one. But do you see? I'll go with Dumbo first. Do you see? Because the Beach Bum, not really. It's not gonna make it.
No, I don't think that'll
Do
be
you
the
see
top.
Dumbo knocking out Us?
No.
You have nostalgia
Yes.
and family friendly.
Yes.
And Tim Burton fans,
Oh shoot!
which that adds a lot
Yeah.
I just saw
altogether.
Dumbo, like the animated one. Maybe for the second time in my whole life. I did not remember it. It's really
It's
depressing.
dark.
It is so
Yes.
dark. So with that being said, I think it might.
Well, I mean, I feel like this one is going to certainly have much more many more human characters than the film does.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that changes the story that we've watched on the film. In the animated version, I should say.
I've heard some mixed reviews on it too. So I don't know what that word of mouth would do. I mean, just a little kind of wave.
Yeah.
I feel like right now I could just tell you that I will like the look of the film and be disappointed by the story. I feel like I could say that right now because I feel like that's been my track record with many of the Tim Burton films in the last 7 or 8 years.
I'm just worried because I look at the trailer and I'm like, get my tissues ready already. Because yeah, it's a heavy movie, like
Dumbo's-
the Dumbo storyline.
Yeah. Dumbo looks so cute though.
He looks really cute. So there you go. Like people go, oh, take their kids, and it's a cute character.
But I think if you had to see, like, if you were to say which Disney film could you see Tim Burton do adapt to live action, I feel like Dumbo would be probably the most
unique
obvious
choice.
choice. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I would think
something
the
that's
opposite.
dark.
You really?
Yeah,
It seems
well-
to just dial into like what Tim Burton likes.
Well, yeah, but like Dumbo, I mean, it is dark, yeah, but Dumbo just has such a happy little face that it's just like,
Oh, interesting.
you know.
Yeah. John McKim in the chat says Dumbo is a Batman Returns reunion with Keaton and DeVito.
That's true.
Wow.
Good one. I was like, oh yeah. I mean, there's enough interesting other actors and characters in it that I'd want to check it out anyways.
All right, so who thinks it takes number 1, or who thinks Us still stays at number 1?
I think Dumbo could be number 1 because if Us goes down,
30,
50,
yeah.
30%.
So it'd be
still-
35. Mm-hmm. Right? That's,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think so, actually. So I think it'll be Us, Dumbo, Captain Marvel. I mean, no, I
Could
don't
Beach
know.
Bum be like 4?
Hello.
There's some people in that are interesting too.
Yeah, but, like, we're pretty in tune with what's going on.
But if you haven't heard about
we
it,
haven't
there's a
heard-
lot that we go, we haven't heard of.
Yeah,
It's a bad sign.
I'm not dialed in on that Beach Bum.
Oh, good point. Cassandra D points out Dumbo will take box office because school-age kids will be on spring break. True, it is spring break.
That's
I
very
feel
true.
like March, the entire month is spring break because it's different school districts, different states
Yeah.
have. I still stick with mine. Us, Dumbo, Captain Marvel, Wonder Park, 5 feet apart. Just kind of.
Got it.
Maybe I'll bump 5 feet apart and put Beach Bum on there as a curveball, and then just
Okay.
cause.
Nope, I like it.
And have Dumbo as number 1.
I am.
And then some people spring break. Spring break kind of is different for different places.
Yeah,
I know a college are on spring break right now, and then other people will be next week. And
I know last week was a lot of people from Texas. This week is, and some Arizona. So, it varies for the next 4 weeks. Different states will be taking it at different times. I feel like Us seems to be. I feel
good word of mouth could happen with that though too.
Yeah, and I feel like it is not a. I think it's the camp of people loving this film is a lot more than some of the people that may have some of the issues with it that I did.
Yeah.
So
You're
I
in
feel
the
like,
minority.
Yes. So I would feel like that because of that, it could stay really strong and have a really good second week. So I guess I'll go with Us as number 1 and Dumbo number 2.
All right, I'll be the different one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. And then I'll just bump down the rest.
So
All right.
you're comping me.
I'm thinking Dumbo's our one that we got to vote on the
am.
monies for though.
Dumbo?
I've only seen votes for that. So what'd y'all vote
All right.
on?
Well, first I'm sure Ken Jack will give us the final totals, but more importantly, Anthony, did you place a bet?
I don't know, he's been quiet for a while.
Did you vote?
I feel like
Did you run away?
as soon as you said that he'd be able to place his bet, he was like, nope. And he
So,
left.
back up.
How dare he? How
Yeah.
dare he?
Yeah.
All right. Well, does it look like it's Dumbo, Carrie?
I've mostly seen Dumbo. I haven't seen many people saying for
right.
Beach Bum.
Then we will do Dumbo, folks. The live action Disney adaptation directed by Tim Burton, starring Michael Keaton, Colin Farrell, Danny DeVito, Eva Green, and
Yeah,
many
Dumbo's the
more.
winner. Thank you, Ken Jack.
Oh, Ken Jack, as always, saving the day here. Jonathan,
Yeah,
would you like to get in on this box office bet with us?
sure. Let's do it.
All right. Put Jonathan
Neil
in here.
Hutchinson in the chat says 52 for Dumbo.
Cool.
Star Drew says somewhere about at 50. Ken Jack says 60. I thought I heard it was tracking pretty well already, though.
Yeah. All right.
But what does that mean? Exactly.
What does that mean?
Yeah, like tell us numbers.
All right.
And Shay says 50 plus.
All right.
You got to pick a specific number, everybody.
There you go.
Oh, jeez.
Zaya says 50. I probably went high, but that's okay.
Excellent. Everybody have their numbers. Jonathan,
Yes.
you good?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, we'll start with you, sir. What do you have?
I'm gonna go with probably about 58 million for Dumbo.
58. All right.
Yeah.
Nice, strong bet. Like it.
Jay Snowden in the chat says 35.
Oh, all right. Jay, I wish you were on this panel with us. I feel much better about my bet. Amy, what do you got? Let's see it. Let's see it.
37.
37! I like that she flinched for just a second.
No.
That's great. That's great. Oh, I am
Frank, whatever.
So
It's fine. I just don't want to see you keep losing. I took one for the team.
thank you, Amy,
You're
for your
welcome.
selflessness.
Man.
Gary, what do you have?
I said 62.
62. All right. There you go.
Holy crap.
Wellington says 61. Yusuf says 43. Sky Patterson says 45. Michael says 38.
I went with 48.
Oh, you are safe and snug in there pretty much.
Baby, it's been a cold month.
You're welcome.
It's been a cold month out there in that box office bet wasteland. Woo, it's going to be inside for once.
I gotta be honest. I think some of the older individuals are gonna show up for Dumbo, man.
Right. I feel the nostalgia is going to kick.
Yeah.
That kicks in and does well like every time. They go, oh, it's a remake. And like
Yeah.
Christopher Robin did pretty well.
Calm down, Frank. I know you're excited. Calm
right.
down. What were the bets again so I know how bad I'm going to lose?
We've got
I'm
to
really high at
recap. Jonathan at
62.
58, Amy 37, Carrie 62, and myself 48. So there you go.
All right.
Look at that.
It's been fun.
It's been fun.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of Box Office Breakdown. But as always, like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, give it a thumbs up, or 2, or 3, or 4, however many you can do. And Carrie, if they're watching after we stream live, what can they do?
Yes, comment down below.
Oh, fantastic. And if you want to stay in touch with any of us after the show's over, Jonathan, where can they find you?
Oh, good God Almighty! I don't do social media, so
Love it.
What?
That being the case, let's just move forward and go to the next person.
Or just share your mailing address.
Yeah, your zip
it's
code number.
it's PO Box. No, let's go.
You guys can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra MTZ, where I will be weeping because I lost.
I was about to say nailed it, and you were like,
Didn't.
No,
nope,
it's
not
fine.
gonna happen.
It's all right, guys.
It's that kind of day.
It's all right. I always nail it, but whatever.
My name's Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Folks, that's going to do it for this episode of Box Office Breakdown. We'll see you back here next Sunday night for an all-new episode right here on Popcorn Talk. Go see some movies.
Or not.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.